So imagine you've never seen Death Note. There are two versions of the story. In version 1, a student writes something in a book and someone is shown dying. The scene continues to cut back and forth between the writing and the deaths. The audience is asking, how is he doing that? But the exposition of this scene is only given a couple scenes later. In version 2, the story starts by explaining what Shinigami are, how they use death notes, how Ryu dropped one in the human world out of boredom, how Light found it, and all the rules behind it. Then Light tests it out and kills people. Which one sounds better? To me, version 1 sounds better because of the writing technique that is used. There isn't an official name for it, I checked, but it could be called post-exposition, retrospective exposition, or delayed exposition. This refers to revealing background information or context after the events have already occurred, often to provide clarity or deeper understanding for the audience. It's a way to enhance the narrative without interrupting the flow of the action. Like I've said in other videos, I believe this is the most ideal way to write exposition without any other fancy tricks like Pope in the pool. This connects back to how Attack on Titan's events were ordered at the start of the manga versus in season 1. In the anime, everything is played in chronological order. The Titans attack, Eren and Ko have to evacuate, they train with the Survey Corps, then the Colossal Titan shows up and initiates the Battle of Trost. The manga does something much more interesting. The start is the same up until the Colossal and Armored Titan breakthrough. Right after this, time skips to the top 10 students that passed the Survey Corps training. This is how chapter 2 ends. In chapter 3, we get some scenes of the new recruits interacting as the Trost arc is set up. The chapter ends with the Colossal Titan appearing and causing havoc again, finishing with the iconic standoff. The Trost arc goes all the way to chapter 14, where Levi saves the main characters at the end. Then in 15, we finally flash back to Shadis intimidating the new recruits. This backstory develops the characters and the setting. Like with my initial example, I prefer the road the manga took due to delayed exposition. All the backstory of the characters' training isn't moving the plot along or very entertaining. It's not AOT's strongest suit. The thrilling life or death action in the Trost arc is. By giving the audience a taste of the story at its best, it hooks the audience early on. Once they are hooked and actually want to know about the characters, then it can slow down and provide background information that would be otherwise boring. I realized how much of a difference ordering the events made when I was trying to rewatch AOT. Those first few episodes were so boring, and I started questioning my taste in anime. I thought to myself, how could this have survived as a weekly manga? Then I remembered that because the manga was in a competitive monthly environment, it had to hook readers faster, so it cleverly rearranged the order of events to achieve that goal. I believe that if the anime was edited like the manga, I would have found myself checking my watch throughout the episodes. I would have been satisfied by the story's peaks, enough for it to slow down for exposition. Keep learning, librarians.